Waking up in a daze, our MC spots a confused crowd all around him. Annoyed by the insane noise, the kid tries to make sense of the situation. Right off the bat, he's met with the sight of a futuristic white room packed with lost people. With a massive jolt, it starts to dawn on him. Realizing he's nowhere near home, our poor MC starts wondering if this is a kidnapping or just some walked-out dream. Just then, a splitting headache hits the kid like a truck. Thanks to that, a very specific letter comes to mind. Flashing back a bit, we meet Xiaolin, a recent grad glued to his PC. As an account booster, the kid spent his days grinding in games before he had to get a real job. Another match ends, and the screen glows with a guaranteed victory. Giving a good stretch in his messy room, the day's mission was complete. Phone in hand, the kid grabs some chips for a snack. Scrolling through his feed, his attention gets snagged by some girl's livestream. Suddenly, the memory of his dad calling him useless comes back to haunt him, since he'd left home to prove him wrong. In the darkness of his room, frustration hits hard since he still hasn't found his true talent. Late into the night, a delivery guy brings a suspicious package. Inside the black envelope, a mysterious dagger catches his eye. In a flash, a weird blue energy starts to wrap around the kid's body. On the hologram screen, the Academy's confirmation pops up, and his phone plummets. Back in the present, the kid figures this whole kidnapping by letter story has to be some kind of prank. The silence is broken by a deep voice announcing that Sleeping Beauty is finally awake. Looming over him, a scarred up brute starts mocking him for being out cold for 3 hours. In a panic, the crowd threatens to call the cops and demands answers on the spot. Out of patience, the big guy clicks his tongue and draws his sword. With a monstrous slash of purple energy, the guy proves he's not messing around. The strike hits the floor, terrifying everyone and demanding immediate respect. The instructor yells at the crowd to shut up, showing them who's boss. Full of rage, the big guy grumbles that this batch of newbies only knows how to eat and cry. Annoyed with all the red tape, the guy decides to cut his speech short. From a distance, our boy hangs on every word, not wanting to get booted for some dumb reason. Striking a boss like Pose, Instructor Kun Chuan reveals he's the counselor for Class 7 of Dawn Academy. Without beating around the bush, he promises to prepare them to enter the new world. Offering power and eternal life, the guy kicks off the potential assessment right away. In the middle of the 200 people, our MC figures this is way more than a simple kidnapping. Full of doubt, the kid thinks this new world talk sounds like an alien colonization as he stares at the testing tube. After the machine beeps, the scanner clocks some random rookie at 24 points. Analyzing the result, Chuan considers 32 points to be pretty acceptable. Treating most of them like garbage, the instructor notes that maybe 1 or 2 in the bunch are worth a darn. When it's our MC's turn, he steps into the illuminated tube under everyone's gaze. Sweating bullets, the kid notices the ridiculously long scan time, which was now over a minute. From the shadows, the counselor cracks a smile, thinking he's found an absolute genius. Thanks to the system's beep, the tension in the room finally breaks. Blocking the exit, the big guy asks to check the data, his expectations sky high. In the blink of an eye, the instructor's expression shifts to pure shock and disappointment. Right there on the screen, the pathetic attributes show strength and agility at level 2, confirming the disaster. Faced with a measly 9 total points, the big guy's face is one of pure disgust. With his hand on his face, Kun Chuan says he's never seen such a worthless piece of trash set foot in the academy. Treating the kid like an exceptionally rare loser, the instructor orders for him to be sent away. Livid, the counselor laments getting his hopes up for nothing. Humiliated in front of everyone, our MC hangs his head and walks away. Out of nowhere, the word closer echoes in his mind, bringing back all his past humiliations. Gritting his teeth, rage begins to boil inside him. In his clenched fists lies the refusal to accept that label again, not even in the afterlife. Holding out the tag, the instructor warns that taking the test with stats like these is just asking for trouble. In a swift move, our boy snatches the thing from the big guy's hand without a second thought. Filled with anger, the MC declares that a number doesn't define his life, and that he's taking the test anyway. With a sarcastic smirk, Kun Chuan tells him not to wet his pants when it's showtime. Breaking the tense mood, an extra asks about that talented female student mentioned earlier. From the corner of his mouth, the instructor just lets out a mysterious little chuckle. Finally, the big guy tells the rest of the useless class to just focus on surviving the entrance exam. Getting straight to the point, a girl with glasses questions the price for all this so-called wealth. With an imposing posture, Gu Xiaoyu steals the attention of the entire room. Highlighting her unbeatable attributes, the instructor just laments her lack of a special talent and explains the credit system. Without changing her cold expression, the girl just nods in agreement. From afar, our MC notices the VIP treatment is guaranteed for those with high stats. To speed things up, Kun Chuan tells the group to mentally picture their attribute check. With the card in hand, a familiar beep sounds for our boy, Right away, the system screen throws up a tense warning about a life expectancy deduction. Amidst the general panic, the class discovers that passing on in here means losing 10 years of their real life. Out of the blue, a red alert flashes for our MC, signaling an unlocked hidden talent. Surrounded by a magical light, the kid is baffled as to how a loser like him got so lucky. With wide eyes, he tries to play it cool so the rest of the group doesn't notice. Judging by the silence in the room, he realizes the system only notified him. On the glowing panel, the mysterious ability appears with no name and no grade defined in the database. Reading the OP effective copying abilities, the system asks for a name, and the idea of quick learner pops into his head. Deciding not to mess around, our MC names his OP ability Scholar. With the name confirmed, a powerful purple aura flares up around his entire body. At the same time, the system screen shows an insane SS rank in the kid's face. In shock, the boy realizes the instructor's scanner couldn't even sniff out this monstrous power. Feeling his confidence swell, the reality of possessing a super, rare talent slowly starts to sink in. With a confident smirk on his face, this will definitely be the perfect ace up his sleeve for survival. Suddenly, a desperate extra freaks out about the rule of losing 10 years of life upon demise. Losing his patience, Old Man Kin smacks the rookie on the head and calls him a pea-brain. Cutting to the chase, the counselor explains that out there, your journey ends. But in here, lifespan becomes a resource and a currency. To the class's surprise, completing missions and racking up points grants strength and more years of life. Faced with the brutal revelation, the spineless student is left completely speechless. In a sinister illusion, the big guy shows that the academy is the right ladder to wealth, fame, and glory. By accumulating enough credits, the dream of immortality is no longer just a distant myth. Paying attention to the details, the girl with glasses asks if all this magic stuff works in the normal world. The instructor firmly guarantees that the law applies to the entire Earth for any enrolled student. With no time to waste, Old Man Kin declares the immediate start of the entrance exam. Raising a hand high, the guy orders that not a single rookie is to move an inch. On the futuristic big screen, a countdown for the teleportation sequence appears. With a mere 3 seconds left, tension grips the 200 silent students. At the 2-second mark, our MC takes a deep breath, prepared for the worst-case scenario. On the final second, a powerful purple flash swallows everyone up at once. Alone in the room, the counselor grumbles about the lack of a true genius in this batch. Rubbing his face, the guy laments his own bad luck, which will tank his evaluation as an instructor. Out of nowhere, a loud laugh echoes through the empty halls, breaking the silence. With an ironic grin, a military colleague approaches, teasing Old Man Kun. Full of swagger, the newcomer brags about getting 2 prodigy rookies in his class 5. Laughing his head off, the rival boasts about a kid with over 40 points right from the start. Shrugging, the big guy retorts that raw attributes don't matter that much compared to a truly rare talent. Far away, in the depths of a dark den, the entire class appears in the middle of a thick fog. Pinching his nose instantly, our hero catches the stench of rot in the air. Right away, a blue holographic screen flashes right in front of the kid. According to the test rules, the mission is to escape the forest in 1 hour, with an extra bonus for hunting goblins. Along with the challenge, a floating gift box offers them their first random weapon. To ease the pressure, a huge notice guarantees that no one will lose years of life in this first exam. Thanks to this news, the widespread panic subsides, and the group breathes a sigh of relief. With a quick tap on the screen, the MC claims his package and gets a basic staff. As he holds the piece of wood, the wand mastery skill activates in the system. Used to games, the kid finds the XP dynamic pretty familiar and easy to handle. With a plan in mind, his blue eyes shine, full of hope. Gripping the staff tightly, he heads into the practical test without fear. Without holding back, our hero smashes the base of the weapon on the ground, generating a spark of energy. The force of the impact cracks a small crater in the hard stone floor. On the display, the experience reward proves that just using the weapon levels it up little by little. By basic math, his SS rank talent ensures he'll level up at double the speed of a normal student. Despite the insane advantage, the physical exertion leaves our MC feeling exhausted. Without enough mana, his attempt to cast a spell fails miserably, thanks to his garbage attributes. Right next to him, a brute swings a heavy sword and earns a measly 1 point per movement. With the clock ticking, the group realizes that farming XP on thin air is just a pointless waste of stamina. Holding the stick, our MC concludes that switching to physical attacks is the best move. Approaching the girl with glasses, he pitches the idea of a weapon swap right then and there. Analyzing her own sword, the cold rookie knows that spells require a lot of intellect. With some smooth talk, the kid tells her straight up that her physique doesn't suit a heavy blade at all. To break the ice, he formally introduces himself as Xiao Lin, looking for an opening. Straight to the point, his offer to trade weapons is just waiting for her green light. Even with a stern face, the girl accepts the deal and hands over the sword, telling him to be careful. Upon wielding the short blade, the new mastery pops up on the screen. and the weapon fits like a glove. To ensure success in the challenge, the boy figures it's a good idea to find a trustworthy partner. With a sly smile, he invites the nerdy girl to team up without any hesitation. Suddenly, a huge extra with a greatsword crashes the party and tries to poach the talented student. Full of himself, the meathead flexes his muscles to show his stats are easily over 10 points. Looking down on our skinny MC, the brute guarantees that his protection is a free pass to success. Faced with the arrogant offer, Gu Xiaoyu maintains an expression of pure boredom. With 2 cold words, the girl refuses the help and turns her back without a care. In the background, the class laughs at the humiliating rejection, while the bully tells them all to shut up. With veins popping on his forehead, blind rage takes over the rejected guy's mind. Looking for a punching bag, the big guy locks a death glare on our MC. In a violent lunge, the brute grabs the kid's collar, ready for a fight. Shoving the truth in his face, the bully curses the kid's single-digit attributes, calling him a useless dead weight. Without losing his cool, our hero retorts that passing depends solely on each person's skills. Mocking the word, the meathead raises his fist and threatens to show him what real talent looks like. Even in danger, our MC just lets out a provocative little laugh. In a mysterious tone, the kid warns the loser that he won't even get the chance to hit him. Out of nowhere, a scary green creature leaps from behind the distracted bully. In a clean attack, the goblin's sharp claws tear across the big guy's back in a spray of thick blood. Caught by surprise, the jerk lets out a scream of absolute pain as the danger becomes real. With a quick leap, the green monster lunges straight for the big guy. With a swift strike, the heavy sword cuts through the air and slices the creature in half. Relieved by the victory, the bully takes a deep breath, almost thinking he was a goner. Full of swagger, the jerk goes to making fun of our hero, saying the danger was a joke. Suddenly, a bizarre noise from the bushes catches the musclehead's attention. From the shadows emerges a gigantic horde of disgusting creatures, surrounding the group. In total panic, the rookies scream in terror at their impending doom. Without mercy, the monsters begin the slaughter, slicing up the slower students. Bodies drop lifelessly to the ground, proving the nightmare is real and bloody. With a firm grip on his blade, the kid realizes that playtime is officially over. Faced with the smell of blood and pain in the air, the reality of the test hits the boy hard. Never losing her cool, the girl with glasses conjures a brutal electric spell. Smeared with enemy blood, our MC confirms that this virtual environment can hurt for real. In the midst of the chaos, the realization that they're just lambs in a slaughterhouse terrifies everyone. In a desperate cry, an extra points to a cave, calling for an immediate retreat. In a run for his life, the boy enters the dark hideout along with the others. Safe for now, he knows the peace in this hole has a time limit. On the system screen, the magical protection of the safe area shows less than half an hour remaining. Gripping the hilt of his sword, his mind races for a solution. Determined not to wait for his end with his arms crossed, the MC focuses on his own goal. With sharp swings in the air, the kid starts training his weapon handling right there. Thanks to his miserable level 2 attributes, exhaustion weighs on his muscles with every slice. Minutes later, the timer drops to 2 minutes, and despair takes over again. Screaming in fear, a student complains that hitting the creatures outside is an impossible mission. Sitting on a rock, his nerdy partner just quietly recovers her energy. Focused on his training, our warrior ignores the useless shouting and keeps swinging the blade. With sweat dripping down his face, exhaustion takes its toll from so much physical effort. With her cold logic, the girl warns that this cheap shortcut won't work in time. Impressed by his ally's intelligence, the boy gives a slight smile, confirming the fact. Completely right, the rookie explains that leveling up to 2 takes at least an hour of hard work. With a smirk, our hero remembers his stolen talent of double learning speed. In the blink of an eye, the level 2 notification shines on the screen, proving the power of his secret buff. Pleased with her input, the kid plays dumb and just tests the weight of his new weapon. Surprised by his boldness, his partner asks if he already knew he was being watched so closely. Just like in video games, the boy explains his tactic of luring and separating the weaker monsters. From his keen observation, the creature's defense is garbage, and aiming for vital points solves the problem. Around them, the rest of the extras are curled up in corners, crying out of pure cowardice. In extreme shock, one female student gives up the fight before the invisible shield even falls. With a mere 2 minutes until the barrier disappears, the duo decides to face their fate head on. Out of the blue, the bully from before stands up in protest, questioning the 2 brave souls' decision. Desperate, the meathead demands the girl join him and leave the useless trash behind. Cold as ice, the nerd ignores the guy and states that the real reward lies in the Goblin King's quest. Completely shocked, the big guy thinks hunting a secret boss under these conditions is insane. Based on RPG games, our MC deduces that the boss only appears after meeting hidden requirements in the stage. To finish her line of thought, the girl asserts that killing a quota of enemies must be the perfect trigger. Getting straight to the point, Our hero bets that clearing out the weak minions will force the big boss to show up. Terrified, an extra cries, asking why they're risking their lives for nothing against an even worse monster. With his back to the group, the kid loudly answers that running away now is like throwing all their potential profit in the trash. Recalling the test's golden rule, he points out that passing on here doesn't deduct any years from their real lives. Infected by the boy's insane courage, the students finally grow a spine and agree. Annoyed by the rookie's attitude, the bully once again throws his ridiculous 9 points in his face. Full of arrogance, the brute demands the nerdy partner's numbers to know who's carrying whom. Calmly adjusting her glasses, the girl reveals an absurd 46 points, leaving the place speechless. With a look of pure disgust, she tells the meathead to shut his mouth and get over himself. Completely broken by the humiliation, the bully gulps and loses all his composure. Even our MC is stunned, realizing she's 5 times stronger than him. Taking lead of the group, the nerdy girl demands that everyone follow her orders without complaining. Without hesitation, she throws the strong jerk on the front line to serve as a shield and draw aggro. For the rest of the group, the order is to form trios for backline and ranged support. Saving her ace for last, she turns to our hero, planning a different move. Right away, the kid says his tactic will be to finish off only the injured targets from the sidelines. With their strategy set, the entire troop leaves the cave and heads into the forest's danger zone. On the front line, the meathead brings his blade down, cracking the first unlucky enemy's head. From the rear, a well-aimed arrow from the archer takes down another creature from a distance with perfection. Enraged by the resistance, the green monsters roar loudly and charge like madmen. In a fatal slip-up, a creature leaps from behind, ready to rip out the distracted archer's throat. Like a lightning bolt, our hero dashes forward and slices the thread in half, saving his teammate's life. After the scare, he advises the girl to save her energy and focus only on the finishing blow. On the transparent screen, the MC's kill count climbs in a frantic combo. Annoyed by someone else's advantage, the brute curses the kid for stealing all the kills through pure luck. Far from the guy's envy, his nerdy partner notices the boy is avoiding the enemy's line of sight, predicting every attack. With his face stained with blood, the kid smiles as he secures more vital experience points for his blade. In his mind, this surreal precision is the result of months locked away playing immersive and brutal survival games. Suddenly, a new alert pops up before his eyes, glowing with a different color than usual. For the unprecedented feat of reaching level 2 first, the system rewards the boy with the passive technique, Heavy Slash. Happy with his new level, our MC realizes he's only 1 kill away from completing the side quest. With no mercy, the boy plunges his sword and finishes off the last green monster on the ground. The screen then confirms the 5 kills, and the challenge is marked as successfully completed. With the blade on his shoulder, the kid breathes a sigh of relief for finally finishing his quota. Suddenly, the other creatures begin to vanish in pixels, leaving the muscular bully completely confused. Startled by the scene, the meathead yells, asking what the heck is happening to the enemies. Across the entire field, the goblins evaporate as the system announces that the secret condition has summoned the area's boss. A heavy tremor then shakes the forest, heralding the arrival of the test's greatest threat. Kicking up dust, the Goblin King appears imposingly right in front of our stone-faced hero. Covered in scars and massive tusks, the monster's face shows that the game has turned into a real nightmare. With a deafening roar, the beast unleashes a brutal sound wave across the entire clearing. From the force of the roar, the nerdy girl covers her ears, feeling the pressure almost burst her eardrums. Just behind her, the archer retreats, dazed by the impact of the incredible noise. Side by side, the elite duo faces the beast, noticing the colossal power difference between them. Above the creature's horned head, a red health bar confirms the dungeon's final challenge. With eyes glowing with fury, the giant focuses its rage on the massacre's surviving students. Behind the hero, the group notices the minions are gone, but the feeling of terror only grows stronger. Amidst tears, a student points to the ridiculously long health bar and completely loses hope. Faced with the other's cowardice, our MC steps forward and tells everyone not to take a single step back. In his mind, the race's weakness speaks volumes, as these creatures have very limited vision. However, the creature's hearing and sense of smell are incredibly sharp to make up for its poor eyes. Right on cue, the brute runs like a madman, drawing all the giant monster's attention for free. With hate in his eyes, the arrogant guy thinks he can solve the problem with brute force. With his sword held high, the bully rallies the group to crush the boss with numbers and sheer force. In a confident leap, the meathead delivers a heavy blow straight for the beast's chest, but the response is immediate, with a devastating counter-attack from its massive club. Thanks to its immense strength, the weapon smashes the ground, opening a crater of wind and dust. Thrown far away like a rag doll, the strongman spits blood and falls, completely wrecked. Unable to withstand the fatal impact, his body turns into blue blocks and vanishes into the forest air. Because of the strongest student's instant demise, the entire class breaks down crying and panics. Screaming, an extra tries to escape certain doom by running into the dense woods. But a heavy step from the giant squashes the poor soul against the ground like an insect. With a crazy swing of its club, the Goblin King sweeps away several students, scattering more bloody pixels across the screen. With a quick dodge, the nerdy girl with glasses rolls on the ground, avoiding being crushed by a hair's breadth. Fallen to her knees, the girl turns her head and comes face to face with the menacing silhouette dominating her vision. Suddenly, a beam of magical light hits the monster's stomach dead on, causing an explosion. Thanks to the surprise attack, the beast's red bar suffers a tiny scratch at the very end. Frustrated with the useless result, the rookie bites her lip, annoyed for missing the vital spot. With her staff locked in her hands, she calculates that hitting the arms is pointless and focuses on finding the enemy's heart. According to her initial plan, the group was supposed to act as bait so she could cast spells safely from the back line. Unfortunately, the mass retreat broke their defensive formation and threw the whole strategy in the trash. Nearby, the beast's gigantic boot sinks into the stone, pinning the girl down with pure fear. With its weapon raised high, the creature prepares for the kill, proving her ideas were just wishful thinking. With no way out, the partner desperately yells for our hero to get out of there and save himself in time. But defying all logic, the kid slides in, sword in hand, right under the beast's low guard. With the blade so close, the boss's yellowed eyes immediately lock onto the tiny target. With a lethal slam, the club shatters the ground exactly where the boy was standing a split second before. With a firm hand on the rock, the hero confirms that his reflexes were faster than the heavy hammer. In a stylish retreat, he immediately concludes that the monster's intelligence always focuses on whoever is closest. Keeping his cool, the kid tells his companions to attack from a distance to cause total confusion for the behemoth. With a sliver of courage regained, the archer draws her bow, ready to provide fatal support. Full of confidence, our MC puts all his chips on the massive damage from the mage with glasses right beside him. Side by side, the support duo starts a brilliant barrage of spells and piercing arrows. Several hits pop against the king's thick hide, completely drawing its hatred and attention to the two of them. Furious with the annoying attacks, the beast misses another club swing on the ground, proving the tactical distraction trap is working. With a victorious smile, the kid tells the team to keep up the constant covering fire from the rear without stopping. Driven completely mad with rage, the Goblin King puffs out its chest and lets out a roar capable of shaking the trees. Clasping its two muscular hands together, a terrifying aura begins to glow from its clenched fists. With an apocalyptic boom, the beast slams the ground, generating a shockwave of cutting wind that destroys everything in its path. Facing the inevitable catastrophe, our hero shouts a final warning, but the gust of wind throws the girls back like paper. Standing amidst the smoke, the horned giant stares menacingly at its prey. Side by side, the surviving duo keeps their guard up before the beast. Tense about the situation, the girl questions if there's still any real chance of victory with just the two of them. Focused on the plan, the kid bluntly asks how many energy spells she can still fire. Without blinking, the nerdy partner says her mana bar only allows for 2 more shots max. Faced with this limitation, the boy tells her to aim straight for the head for lethal damage, but the rookie complains about the enemy's insane speed. With a confident smile on his face, our hero promises to stop the boss in its tracks to make the shot easier. In that instant, the MC's eyes glow and he fearlessly activates his OP Scholar talent. Like a visual X-ray, the system detects the secret shockwave ability that paralyzes the target for 3 seconds. Determined to erase his past as a loser, the boy charges headfirst into absolute danger. Enveloped in a crushing aura, the magic copy completes, and the kid announces that it's finally his turn to shine in battle.